Hi there, my name is Michelle. I am a social media consultant and photographer in New York City. I'm also a flight attendant, and I'm actually on my way out of here within the next 45 minutes. So I'm trying to see if I can make a 10-minute video, quick 10-minute video while I have a fresh face and before I put my uniform on and do my hair. So the topic of today's video is actually how to downsize your life to become a flight attendant. Um, this ties into a lot of the videos that I make, specifically on the playlist that contains like how to make extra money while you're a flight attendant, how to take advantage of your time as a flight attendant. But I just wanted to touch on this because it's like I'm doing these videos in steps, it seems, and this was perfect because I get asked these questions a lot. So why would you need to even transition? We, as flight attendants, we take this job as a lifestyle. It is not for the pay. It is for the lifestyle and for the travel benefits. That's why you take the job. So with that being said, honestly, I'm making less than half of what I was making at my old job. How did I manage to do that? I downsized my lifestyle. So what these tips are like, it's not technically permanent. Like it might sound like, oh, I can't do that. I'm used to having this, or I'm used to having that. Think of it as a stepping stone. You're gonna take these things out slowly, or if not all the way, if you're really committed, and then slowly bring them back in. Because as we all know, and what I always tell people is that the money gets better the longer you are with the company. There's no reason for you to even go through all this training, do what you have to do, get the job, and then 2 months later you're like, I can't take it here. The pay is not. I'm trying to educate you so that you have a bit of sense of what to expect, and also just know that it gets better with time. So let's talk about monthly bills, okay? They're the bane of our existence. That's why we even go to work. It's just to pay bills once a month out of our paycheck. And so I don't know why I didn't do this before. I had already started. It's like life is funny because I had already started downsizing my life when I began to get thoughts of doing this job. I just wanted to slowly transition and start to get rid of some of the things. So I actually don't have TV, but I had Wi-Fi. And so you can lower monthly bills, and you can also cancel second tier utilities or renegotiate the terms. So in terms of my Wi-Fi, what I did was I downsized my package, because what I had was one of those, like, they call it a triple play here. So you get the phone, the internet, and the cable. And so I had already gotten rid of the TV. Didn't need that. But they said, we gave you the phone and the internet because it helps keep the internet lower. I don't use the phone. I don't even own a land phone anymore, like the actual handset. So when I called my cable company and I explained to them I'm never around and whatnot, what the person did for me was he got rid of the frills, probably the phone line, brought it down like a few bucks, like $10 a month, which helped me regardless of whatever it bought stuff. That's $10 I could use to get lunch while I'm on the road. And he also, what he did was he gave me a free TV app. So I don't subscribe to TV with that cable company, but he was nice enough to give that to me so that it could kind of like, keep me on longer, because he knew I wanted to cancel, and I held on for just a little bit longer. But so if this is something that you really can't live without, and then you're in an area that absolutely it doesn't make sense to cancel your Wi-Fi, I would say definitely call your provider and try to get that bill knocked down. And this works with all bills. I mean, not works, but try it with all the bills that you need. And then you'll see, like, okay, so my cell phone bill, I was able to get a discount. And so that's the second thing I wanted to talk about. So I use my company name to get a company discount through my cell phone. Just call them up. AT&T is my provider. Call them up and just let them know that you want to get the company discount, you just tell them your name, you prove who you are. I think I had to just like, they sent me an email to my company address with the domain name, and I sent it back, and that confirmed me. That automatically enrolled me. I get 25% off my phone bill. It helps, trust me. Then there are like, I guess, company discount programs. So there are certain companies out there. It's like a Groupon for companies, for organizations. So one example is called Working Advantage. And if you were in college here in the last 15 years, you know about Student Advantage. Working Advantage is the other version of it, or a similar company to Student Advantage. And then you have Plum Benefits. Now with these companies, I can go on my computer and I can book restaurants, get gift cards, I can get movie tickets. I buy my movie tickets on Working Advantage, and I only pay $8. And I'm not talking about a scraggly theater. I'm talking about Regal. They have United Artists. They have all the big name theaters, and you can just buy your tickets online. And those tickets are, it's just a barcode, and then you choose what movie you want to see. So it's like a universal $8 fee. You probably pay like $1 for the transaction. That's their commission. And that's it. I'm paying half what I would normally pay if I were to go to the box office. So moving on from company discounts, you can lower your monthly bills. Now, mainly heating and electricity. So when you leave for a trip, or if you live by yourself, I would encourage you to buy I'm very frugal, and I've been using this method since the last 8 to 10 years. Those surge protectors that you buy, and even if you can't get the real surge protectors, you can get the ones from IKEA for like your like basic stuff, like fans and whatnot, if you have those kind of things. When you plug those into a surge protector, right, you have the ability to control what you want on and when you want it off. So plug 10 things into it if it allows you to, and then just hit the off button. So each room of my house, except for the kitchen and the bathroom, has a surge protector, and everything is plugged into that one. And then when I'm ready to leave, when I'm done using those things, I just turn off as I go. Before I leave for a trip, I make sure they're all turned off. And I've been doing this for like the last 8 to 10 years. It works. It's not a myth. It works. So try that out. It might bring your electricity bill down. And the other thing is, if you can control your heat or anything like that, turn the heat down or turn it off if you can. I put my heat to about 69 because I get cold in my apartment, but the people above me, they are very warm because they're above me. So what I do is I put it to 69, but that's comfortable for them, but that keeps my apartment at a decent heat level while I'm gone. And so, yeah, they tend to get more heat than me because they have lower ceilings, and I have higher ceilings, so I'm really cold, but if I'm not there, it won't affect me. They like it at 69, and by all means, again, test these things out before you finally commit to them. So I covered lowering monthly bills. Okay, so this was really hard for me. We're talking about canceling like second tier utilities. Let's talk about monthly subscriptions, okay? Because I had a hard time canceling my gym subscription. My gym was like the center of my life. It was where a lot of my friends from school go. It's like a group of us, like I guess in my age group. I had a big connection to the people that worked and also were members there, because a lot of them, we went to school together. We were in the same industries. We had the same interests. We were in the same income bracket. So it was really interesting to transition out of that. It was very hard. So for me, what I do now is I get a trip, and the last thing I do before I go up to my room is I find out where the hotel gym is. And a lot of hotel gym now are really, really, really nice. So they have like the free weights, and I can go do my burpees, do my presses, do things that I would normally do at the gym, but I'm doing at the hotel gym, which is, you know, the hotel fitness room, which is paid for by the company. And I'm doing something healthy for myself while I'm on the road. Because when you're, as a flight attendant, yes, you're on your feet a lot, but sometimes you will sit a lot. So you feel really productive when you work out. And it, you know, make you feel better the fact that you're taking a job that, you know, is limiting at times in the beginning. Another thing is if you're canceling your gym membership is to, you can use, I use YouTube a lot to do yoga, to do cardio. There are some great channels out there. I like, I gotta put her name in. I forget how to pronounce her name. Sadie Nardini or something like that. She has a great yoga channel, and I think that Brett, he's like engaged to Carly Bybel, the beauty guru. Her fiance has a fitness channel too, and he does a lot of great work on that channel. There's so many others though. Find what works for you. Excuse me. Also, you know, you can buy stuff to put in your bag. So, excuse me. I use a system called TRX. You can buy fitness bands, things of that nature. Excuse me. I'm too lazy to cut this video, so it's going to stay in there. But yeah, there are so many things that you can do on the road to substitute for something like cutting your gym back. If you subscribe to like the Birchbox or things like that, consider scaling back. I don't know if you can cut those subscriptions. These are like, you know, beauty subscriptions that come every month. Just consider that in a year's time, you can resubscribe to these things that, you know, the little cherries of your life. Like they're not necessary for life, but that's why I call them second level or like tertiary subscriptions, like the gym, magazine subscriptions, things like that. So I mentioned one thing about the movies, right? So in terms of entertainment, I'm just going to read what I wrote because I have a lot of notes here. Don't go out as often to places out of your budget, all right? Which means plan ahead. You want to plan ahead for things, and you will start, if you're in this lifestyle to be a flight attendant for the long haul, your life will become one big plan because we plan a lot. You have to plan in advance. Don't go out as often to places out of your budget. Shop for groceries and meal prep. Very important. And you want to be healthy on the job, so you don't want to eat junk food. You also want to look good in your uniform. But more importantly, you know, is your health. And so eating the wrong thing and overeating or things like that, or eating junk food from the airport, or not eating enough will slowly begin to affect your work cycle, and you will see that. And again, you'll start to realize what you can do and what you can't do. So I have designated a layover budget for food and fun while on the road. I put like $25 in a account that I don't normally use, like my secondary account, and I use that for like if I want to go get a burrito from, if there's a Chipotle or something like that, something that is in a $10 budget. And of course, when you go to the airport, you will get a discount. If you don't get a discount, you might want to reconsider eating there, or just ask them to ask management if they can give you if they can begin off accepting the company discount. Believe it or not, there are places like that particular McDonald's in Chicago airport that doesn't give discounts to airport employees. So okay, designate a layover but for budget for food and fun while on the road. Use the job perks to get discounts on shopping and movies, or use the airline mileage shopping portals for big ticket items. So that's one thing. Part of this job is having the travel benefits. So this is like a tip that I'm like giving you. This is like something I filed away a long time ago, and I learned a long time ago. So most major airlines have a mileage program, and they will also then have a shopping portal. So I was a loyal member of AAdvantage. I still am, but I don't use it as much because I'm not buying big ticket items. But today, you can use these shopping portals if you're shopping for someone. And here's how it works. AAdvantage Shopping Mall has, and this is just an example, I don't work there. AAdvantage Shopping Mall has a shopping portal online that when you go online and you say you want to buy something at Macy's, you want to buy these pair of shoes at $200. Me, I'll bring that price down to $100 because I'm just frugal like that. I'll find a way to get it down to $100. But you go to the AAdvantage Shopping Mall, you sign in. I sign in, I search for the Macy's store. And when I go in, Macy's is offering, this is just an example, I don't know what they're offering 3 AAdvantage miles per dollar. So if I'm spending $100, I'm actually getting 300 miles. And that doesn't sound like much. But in my, for instance, someone asked me to help them buy a barbecue grill, and not the little dinky ones that you fold up. I'm talking about the wraparound one with the granite counter. Can you help me buy this on Lowe's.com? Sure thing. Can we use my computer? I went on AAdvantage.com. I went and bought the barbecue grill. I must have gotten like 10 miles per dollar or 5 miles per dollar. Whatever the case may be, the grill came up to over $1,000. So you read into that. And I got a lot of miles for that. And I remember shortly after that, I was able to actually buy 2 tickets. It helped me buy 2 tickets to get to Orlando. 2, not for me, 1 for me, 1 for a family member, round trip. So buying on the AAdvantage, or if it's Delta, I think they have Sky Miles, like a Sky Miles shopping portal or something like that. Once you go on, sign into your mileage account and you shop, like within 2 weeks, you will get miles added to your mileage. Now, if you're a flight attendant, this can come in handy because you never know when you're going to get stuck somewhere. Or if you want to, I don't know if they allow you to use like your mileage to like buy something on board, or it raises your profile. Like I know I've sunk in a little with it's hard to keep up when you're a flight attendant because you fly so much for free. But what I do now is I use the shopping portals. And so using the shopping portals has kept my accounts going, because if you're a frequent flyer and you buy your tickets all the time, sometimes your miles can expire, and keeping it active is a way to get it. And I don't want to go too much into it because these are like travel hacks now. But those mileage items, the mileage, say if I have 10,000 miles, I can use that to buy something depending on what offer they have. And I'm not just talking about through Delta or through American or through United. I'm talking about they'll send you an email saying, hey, it's after Christmas and we want to help our vendors make the most of the Christmas season. And what they'll do is they'll say, spend 10,000 miles of your dollars to get a gift card or something. So it's something very small that can go a long way. You can use these miles to travel with. You can use them to, like, if you have to pay if you have to pay for a ticket for somebody, you can use those miles to kind of like bring the price down if you're feeling generous. There's so much you can do with miles, and not just to be used to travel. All right, so a couple more things before I go, and that is plan for fun and rainy days. And again, you want to plan in advance. So instead of what I used to do is I used to work long hours. So after work, we would get out at 8 and just go immediately to go get the nearest food source to get dinner and drinks and whatnot. Can't really do that with this lifestyle in the beginning unless you have supplemental income. But on this base salary, it's best if you plan in advance for your fun times, because you'll enjoy it more. Because it's something to look forward to, and you'll be saving the money until you get to that point. For instance, I haven't done much traveling with this new company that I'm with, but I was able to, save some money along the way, and I took the money that I saved and I went to Las Vegas. And that was fun. And those are the reasons why you take the job, right? So remember to plan in advance for fun and rainy days. And for us flight attendants, fun can mean, oh, I want to go to Paris for breakfast this weekend. You can do that, but just be mindful that you're going to be paying fees on that, and you're going to be, no matter whether you go for a day or for 2 days or for a week, you're going to pay the same fees to come back. So plan in advance so that you're not just it's not like an impulse buy. You're not just going for breakfast and spending money on things that, could be planned a little more. So just plan in advance for your fun. And the final thing is, if you really need to downsize, as in, and I know people that have done this, that they really just needed to leave their apartment, or they decided to move to a smaller apartment or move back in with their folks, by all means, do not feel ashamed to do it. Because if you can do it and it doesn't throw your life off, or if you have children, or if you're married, and you want to do this lifestyle, find a way to do it. Find a way to do it by any means. I don't have any children and I'm not attached, so I was able to downsize as much as possible because I'm responsible for myself. But if you can afford to move back home, you'll likely pocket more money. And in the case of moving back home, you can contribute to your parents' household or the family house, and it sounds scary for someone who, like me, has been out of the house for a long time. But if you want to do this job, you can find a way to make it work. So in downsizing your apartment, donate clothes and things that you don't need. This is not an instant money saver, but you will get your tax write-off, right? So when you file your taxes and it's December 23rd, you might want to consider the next 5 days to make sure that you start donating. I have to do that in the next 3 days, actually. Make sure that you get all that you can out of this lifestyle. And one of those ways is to get more money back so you can enjoy it. And so that's why I suggest for you to donate some of your things to Goodwill, Salvation Army. Make sure you keep that tax receipt so that when you take it to your tax preparer, you can claim, $300 worth of clothing. I've done up to $500. I did a total overhaul in my house one day, and I got rid of things that I just was tired of seeing. And I think that with this lifestyle, you're going to be living out of your suitcases already. So in your head, you already know what you need to get rid of. So you can do that, and it's going to go to a good cause. Vet your local nonprofits properly before you donate, but always get a receipt. And don't feel ashamed that you have to move back home, because again, I know a few people that did it. It could be in the cards for me. I might have to do it, but you know what? I want the most out of this lifestyle. I'm dedicated to it. So I think that wraps it up. I tried not to let this go too far. It's almost 23 minutes, and I definitely have to go, but I think I covered all the things that I write in emails every day to people that ask me how to do this, and this is how it is. So I'm going to try and get this video up before I leave. If I don't get it up, have a Merry Christmas, and then again, have a Happy New Year. I will put links in the body to things that I mentioned in this video. And I just want to say thank you for watching. And if you want this job, you can do it. It just takes a little bit of sacrifice, a lot of optimism, and just an extreme amount of patience. Because again, I'm still in the baby steps with you. I'm not a senior flight attendant. I moved from one company and came to this company, and I've been here less than 6 months. It's going to be 6 months soon. So I'm almost out of the blue with probation, but I don't think I get a raise. So it's like I'm still in the trench with you. That's the word I needed. The trenches. So take my advice, plan accordingly. Do you want this lifestyle? Yes. Here's what you do. All right. So again, happy holidays and have a good one. Thank you. Bye bye.